So we're off to Scotland now. We're just packing the van. This is Chris from Wilson's Smoke and Grill. We're going to Port Askew first, staying the night there, and then the ferry in the morning to the Isle of Mull for the Islay Whisky Festival. So we're just packing the van now. We've got loads of meat, loads of stuff, all got to go. So we're getting Yeti cool boxes ready to put the meat in. But let me show you what we've got in the fridge. Actually packed with meat. Smell that whiskey aged.
There's a ridiculous amount of meat.
Yeah. So all of this in these cool boxes and into the van. Wish us luck.
It's going to have to go that way, isn't it?
It's going to go like long ways. Pull your end into you. It should sit quite nicely just in this opening.
Do you get the feeling we're bitten off more than we can chew?
No.
The amount of stuff that we planned on cooking.
Never. The problem is, it's relatively easy, but the only thing is, it's just split across so many days.
Yeah. It's not a bar off, yeah.
So we are an hour and a half away from our first stop at, I don't know where we're going, but we're going to stop there, then get the ferry over to the island. But look at this for a little toilet break. Beautiful. Day 2 of our journey. We got to Port Tarbeth last night about 9:30 in the end. We had to stop for fish and chips on the way because everything here was shut. Fish and chips were yeah, not great, but needs must. So yeah, this morning we had a nice breakfast in our B&B, and then now we're waiting for the ferry. So we've got about another 2 hours to wait for the ferry, but we're here, Port Tarbeth. Look at this, like lovely coastal town, loads of fishing action going down. Trawlermen, seamen, you name it, they're all here doing the business. Yeah, we just went to the co-op actually. It's just there. Got some bits. Bottles of olive oil, £3.50. Jesus Christ, might get that across the border. Contraband. But yeah, all good so far, and it's a bit bleak with the rain, but yeah, we're looking forward to getting on the ferry and getting across to the island. 2 hour boat crossing now to Islay. I said the Isle of Mull earlier, that was wrong. We're going to Islay. You'll probably hear me pronounce it terribly wrong during this video, but that's where we're going. 2 hours and a bit on the ferry, and then we arrive and head to Bunnahabhain Distillery to unpack the van.
Down to the car deck. That's all but passengers remain on board until
Well, we made it. So after 2 days of travelling, we arrived at the Bunnahabhain Distillery for our event and we started to unpack the van. We're here for the next 4 days and we're going to do an event every day. So stay tuned and check out some of our cooking exploits during this time. I even brought the drone with me to check out some of the amazing scenery. We were right on the coast. The Bunnahabhain Distillery is literally a stone's throw from the water and has a little pier that you can get boats to and from. Beautiful. Can't wait to cook it for the next 4 days and you can check out our exploits. So day 3 now of our journey to Islay for the Islay Whisky Festival. We just set up, we've got the 2 Webbers and we've got the fire cage all assembled, and this is where we'll be grilling for the best part of the week. Not a bad little view, eh? Pretty sweet. First things first, we're gonna make a orange and whiskey cake for the Bunnahabhain Appreciation Society dinner tonight, and then we've got our whiskey aged steaks and smoked salmon and loaded jacket potatoes for dinner. So yeah, we'll get the grills on now. Chris is getting one on now. And we'll see you soon. So we're in the galley of Bunnahabhain making some orange pound cake, and we're going to put a little whiskey glaze on it at the end. But yeah, confined quarters here where we are, but we can do it. The old K-Mix doing the job nicely. And Chris lined the baking tins, look at that.
Perfect.
Perfectly lined.
Can't get it better.
Yeah. So the first thing we're going to cook today is a orange pound cake, and we're going to glaze it with a whiskey and orange glaze at the end. So we've set the grill up 180 degrees Celsius indirect. We made 4 loaf tins worth of cake. We're going to get them in now. Indirect cooking as well, so no direct heat, get them in to cook.
Hello, my little babies.
Moment of truth. Oh yeah. Filming?
Yep.
So we made our cakes and now we're on to our whiskey glaze. So we've got 500 grams of icing sugar and the juice of probably 1.5 oranges. But we're going to go with a little bit of our Bunnahabhain 12. Just to help loosen it up. Smelling good. Oh yeah, that's good. And now on to the main event. We're doing dinner for the Bunnahabhain Appreciation Society, and as a special treat, I whiskey aged their steak in Bunnahabhain 12. This took pretty much a whole month, and I've got some separate videos on the process where I basically went to Smithfield, teamed up with Longcroft and Old, and whiskey aged 50 kilograms of this amazing beef in whiskey. We started off on the fire cage and then we got it into the grills to keep it warm for service. We pretty much did half of the beef we had with us. The other half we kept, and we're going to do that for another event. We're cooking dinner for the staff at Bunnahabhain tomorrow. We're doing some salmon as a pescatarian option, but the beef is the star of the show. We want to get these off when they reach around 50 degrees Celsius internal temperature. We're giving them some nice colour, and it's going to be pretty epic. I'm pretty jealous we didn't actually get to eat any of this. Obviously we tried a little bit, but as you can see, it was a manic service. We had about 60 people in the end, so we did loaded jacket potatoes, we did the steak, we did the salmon, and we did the whiskey cake, and it was a good old time. We had pretty much like a buffet kind of style service where I was slicing the steak, Chris was doing the loaded potatoes, and then people could just come up and get whatever they wanted. There was no like this amount per person. It was pretty much like the food's there, come get it. Once it's gone, it's gone. And then the guys and girls from the Bunnahabhain Appreciation Society had their own little activities planned. They were doing a special tasting in one of the warehouses. So yeah, it was a really nice, small, intimate group, and they loved the steak. They could definitely taste the whiskey. Really glad we spent the time aging that. That is the service done. We're just waiting now. The guys have gone off to take a picture on the pier, which is just down at the end over there. And apparently the organiser, his party piece is to jump into the water. So watch this space, see if he does it. It's pretty, well, it's 14-ish degrees Celsius, so we'll see if he actually jumps in. He's had quite a few whiskeys, so he might well do. Spoiler alert, he didn't jump in. Day 4, and now we're preparing some pulled pork for the staff's barbecue. This is the last day before their big event on the Friday, so this is the Thursday now, and we've got a couple of Boston butts. So we're just going to trim off the fat, score the pork, and then use a dry rub to season them. Get a good liberal coating of this all over. I've been using this sriracha dry rub at a lot of events now. It goes down really, really well, nicely spiced, gives a lovely bark and makes the pork look delicious. So we're going to use this to basically give the pork some colour on the exterior. Make sure we've seasoned it all over and on the corners, because we don't want any parts of the pork to not have rub on. Then we're going to get them on the Weber Summit to smoke indirect, 135 degrees Celsius for a good 6 to 8 hours. We started this first thing in the morning and we served in the afternoon. This was about 6 hours on. The pork had taken on some amazing smoke colour. We actually used some whiskey barrel to smoke these pork shoulders, hence why we've got a really rich mahogany bark. And I'm spritzing them here with a little bit of apple juice just to keep the exterior moist. Then we'll wrap them in butcher's paper until they reach 93 degrees Celsius, and we'll serve them a bit later on. We've got the rest of our steak to cook as well. This is the whiskey aged steak I talked about. Really, really simple. Just get it on the table. Got some nice flaky Maldon sea salt, and we're just going to sprinkle that liberally over the steaks before getting them onto the grill. Nice high heat. We dry age these, so we don't want to cook them too much. We don't want to dry them out, so we will remove them from the grill when they reach about 50 degrees Celsius, which should be a nice medium rare. This is the last of the footage I got on this trip, unfortunately. The last day, the Friday, was just a general kind of demo, but it was too busy to really get any footage. So this is the last of the steaks we cooked for the staff. We got them on the fire cage, nice high heat. We were actually cooking with some peat from the distillery, which burned really, really nicely, really thick, heavy, dense peat. And it gave off a lovely heat, a lovely smell, and we literally just cooked these steaks over the charcoal, over the peat. Got a nice char on them, looked really, really nice. And yeah, what a great trip. Full of good memories, grilling by the sea, lovely. Bunnahabhain Distillery is beautiful. The steaks were even better. I'm definitely going to age some more steak in whiskey, give it a really nice flavour. And this was home for the week. This was the Martree Hotel, golfing hotel. Loads of people doing golf. Really, really nice, really expensive hotel. They really treated us very nicely on this trip. And yeah, this was home. So we spent a good week on Islay, catering for Bunnahabhain. What a great adventure. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you all very soon.